Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Price, XXV, Double I,
Rome.
D-Melo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Buggy, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
What up, man? It's Guys Present Sports for the Culture. You know what time it is. Your favorite sports show. I'm the host for the night. Scruff, y'all know me. Y'all know me on social media. Y'all know me. Y'all gotta find me. We're gonna get into it, man. We got a good show for y'all, man. The G's request, we're gonna talk a little fantasy football. G actually had, some good suggestions. Talking backstage, I said, G got some great suggestions today, batting 1,000 after I think that was about a month ago, where he had the worst performance in the history of Gas Sports for the Culture with like 4 flaming cold takes. Let's go ahead and introduce the fellas. Top right, introduce yourself.
It's your boy, and I just want to say, I see my fucking Yankees though. First inning, back to back, 3 home runs out here, but I'm gonna hold on for the love because it's only a matter of time before they hurt my heart. Ended up crying because they're gonna fuck this up, but we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. And I want to say, man, what's up, fellas? It's been a minute, man. Last weekend it was just me and Bryce. How you fellas doing today?
So good, man. I watched y'all little sad ass show.
Oh, now it's a little sad ass show. Fuck out of here.
Nah, it wasn't bad, man. It wasn't bad. I was watching y'all while I got my Peloton ride in. You feel me?
Hold on. Since we are about the culture, I do want to say shout out to Bad Bunny, man. Looking out for his Puerto Ricans, and so far he's generated from his residency over 200 million. Just I think the last 2 months alone.
You said Bad Bunny?
Yeah, man, 200 okay. Just for Puerto Rico. Right now it's hurricane season, so the coaches listening, they still want to go out there to Puerto Rico, man. Do not be discouraged, man. You will have a great time. I have my girl just went, and she said, "Yo, from start to beginning, great show." So if you're able to catch a ticket to Puerto Rico and then get yourself a little ticket out there when you're out there, you'll have a great time.
Okay. I like Bad Bunny. I like Puerto Ricans. I like it. Bottom center.
Yeah, I don't have a PSA like G did, or actually maybe I do, man. Y'all know who it is. It's your boy Young Rome 22, the resident Commanders fan for the evening. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my time to reach out to the GM of the Washington Commanders, and that is one Adam Peters. And I'm gonna let you know, man. I need you to go ahead and get this deal done. It is August the 19th currently, right? As we record this live on Sports for the Culture. And Terry McLaurin does not have his new deal yet. So I'm gonna need you to get that done, Mr. Peters. And also Mr. One Scary Terry. I'm gonna need you to come down to earth a little bit with the number that you're asking for. And I'm gonna need you guys to get to the table because the season is right around the corner. We got about 2.5 weeks maybe. So let's get this thing over with and let's get it going.
Hold on, what's the number that he's alluding to? You got to give us that. You're not going to just give us a cliffhanger.
I mean, the original number that he wanted was 33, which ain't happening. I believe an ESPN reporter already came out with a number they asked around the league. Nobody in the league is about to give Terry McLaurin $30. That number is down to about 28, 27 range. So Terry's just got to come to reality of what the NFL views 30-year-old wide receivers as. So they need to get that done so that my Commanders can get back on track for this Super Bowl.
You're talking real spicy, man. But also, like I heard a lot of spiciness, and then I heard at the end they said, "So we can get back on track for the Super Bowl," which is a conversation nonetheless. But it sounds like y'all need them a little bit. A lot of it, so
I would say we do.
Don't get fresh. I think Terry knows what he's got here. He's got y'all on the ropes because like y'all fan base is like y'all been waiting for a very long time for something like this, right? And then like all they need is a new reason to hate the new ownership group. They're gonna be like, they didn't pay him his money. They fucked up our whole dynasty. The dynasty is dead before it even starts. Dream team vibes. Like, nah, that's how it's going. But just pay the man. You know, I mean, it's that time of the year, man. You know, I was watching the seen the highlight. They were talking about Micah Parsons. They're getting ready for a divorce. And I'm just like, oh my god, like it's just that time of year, man. It happens even in corporate America, where it's like, you know, motherfuckers will wait till the very last week before the fall to be like, all right, we got our shit together.
I mean, Micah's situation is a little bit more personal, but I don't know. I think Micah does end up out of there personally.
We shall see, man. But it's that season, man. There's been a lot of announcements being made. You know, last couple of days. You know, Joe Flacco was named the starter. You know, that wasn't too shocker. Although it would have been great odds to take him earlier in the offseason. I should have took it. Plus 1,200 he was.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he was plus 1,200. You know, the on the odds when back around the time when like right after the draft when they had Kenny Pickett at the highest. I think Kenny Pickett was the highest. Shador was like second. You know what I mean? But you know, they were sleeping on the boy Flack. Anyway, also not really that controversial, but I think the most controversial thing has been the most highly. I mean, it's not that anticipated, but you know, the most compelling quarterback battle of this year's training camp was Anthony Richardson going up against Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, if you will. Anthony Richardson had some moments, man, early in his career. Colts fans, you know, they were frustrated with his. I guess, you know, he missed some games and stuff. You know, then they benched him, and then he took himself out of the game, and then I don't think things were ever the same since then. When he took a breather, you know what I mean. But then they brought in Daniel Jones to compete in camp, and today they named Daniel Jones a starter. So, fellas, instant reactions there on Daniel Jones becoming the starter for the Colts. Do you feel like it's the right decision? And what does that mean? Actually, let's start with that. Do you feel like it's the right decision? And what do you expect from Daniel Jones? Let's start with that. Rome, we'll start with you.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to say this will be the part where we run the tape because I called this. I said Daniel Jones would be the starter week 1, and sure enough, Daniel Jones is going to be the starter week 1. I'm not shocked at all. I'm not surprised at all. I said way back when they drafted Anthony Richardson that the Colts would fumble this whole situation, that it was a terrible situation for the kid. And that's what it's turning out to be, is exactly that. This organization, this franchise is dysfunctional. You know, the owner just passed away. They are going through a bit of an ownership change with the children taking over. So, you know, it's a fluid situation over there in Indy. And Anthony Richardson just wasn't the right pick at the time, and he's not the guy to weather the storm through this, and that's why he's getting replaced by Daniel Jones. It's in no means because of his talent or anything like that. I think everybody knows he's more talented than Daniel Jones, but to your point, Scruff, he tapped out. That rubbed the fan base the wrong way, and the ownership and the coaches as well. So for however you want to spin that, part of being a quarterback, part of being the leader of a franchise is being a bit of a politician, is, you know, making people smile, putting smiles on faces. And if you're doing things that are rubbing them the wrong way, you're seeing yourself out. You know what I mean? So I feel like he didn't do himself any favors in the situation either. But I also feel like it was not a situation that was ever set up for him to succeed or for him to get any real growth or development that a player like him was always going to need. So this failed spectacularly, like I thought it would. But you know, he'll potentially get another shot down the line, probably with Indy. I don't who really thinks Daniel Jones is gonna have a great season or anything like that. So I can see Anthony Richardson getting back in there again.
We'll dive into the Richardson stuff a little bit more. We'll focus a little bit more on Jones here. Gee, man, you got a lot of familiarity with Daniel Jones. You know, 4 seasons of mediocrity. How do you feel about Daniel Jones being named the starter for Anthony Richardson? You held no punches when it comes to Anthony Richardson and your disdain for him. So what are your thoughts here? Obviously, you're not surprised, but what do you expect from Daniel Jones?
Well, I'm gonna disagree a lot with Rome's take because let's be serious. They drafted a left tackle, so yeah, that's the key part about an offensive line. They gave him a left tackle. He had Anthony. Damn, I can't remember Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
He had Jonathan Taylor as a running back, as a starting running back. He had decent receivers, so it's not like they threw him out to the wolves. He had weapons coming in as a rookie. He didn't take full advantage of that. I mean, I wasn't a fan when he was drafted. I didn't like the comparisons to Cam Newton going into that draft that year. I didn't like the comparison going to the preseason that year, his rookie year. I was like, why are we like crowning him to be the next Cam? Like when he was in Florida, he wasn't that great of a quarterback. He had highlights games, but they weren't like against the great competition. They were against mediocre college schools. And I think, if there's anything that I could say that they did wrong, the coach did wrong, they didn't sit him out his rookie year. They should have sat him out his rookie year. That's the one thing I could say they did wrong. This is a kid that did not have a lot of football playing time in the college level.
That's the whole point, though, G. That's the whole point. That's how they set him up to fail. He didn't play a lot in college, and then they played him right away, and they did throw him to the wolves. They said, "Go lead an NFL team. Here's some weapons. Here's some grown men." Honestly, when he got drafted, Jonathan Taylor was going through a whole contract situation, so it's not like he walked in to a locker room that was just sunshines and roses.
Right. You're right.
So
I forgot that Jonathan Taylor was still looking for that second contract. Yeah, you're right.
He missed time. But I mean, I got a lot of thoughts here, bro. First of all, I agree with some of the things that y'all said. I mean, Anthony Richardson did not have a lot of reps in college, but they took him as a project player. I did see some flashes from him though in his first season. I agree though. I think they threw him into the wolves. I don't know what kind of development that they really had with the guy. You know what I mean? I don't even know if they even have any type of strategic development plan when it comes to these quarterbacks. The Colts have been a rotating door at quarterback since Andrew Luck retired. They've had they mostly just been bringing in these guys that are just fill in replacement kind of guys. Like they had
Andy Dalton,
did they have Andy Dalton?
Yeah, they did. I think it was.
I don't even remember that, but like it just fits in with the.
Phillip Rivers. It was Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers. I remember that. They had Phillip Rivers. They had Carson Wentz. They had a whole bunch of just like random guys that were vets, and they were just kind of just keep passing in the buck, kicking the can down the road. Like maybe we could try it with this vet. They probably would have picked up Kirk Cousins. They probably would have been better off with a Kirk Cousins. But anyway, here we are with Daniel Jones. Anthony Richardson, I mean, I don't think it's over for him. I'm not convinced that I think the way it's been with these quarterbacks, man, the way that these teams draft these guys, I'll be the perfect example. Trey Lance. You drafting a quarterback that needs time to develop, and you're putting him into a win now situation. Trey Lance got fucked over too, right? And he ended up getting what happened. He ended up getting losing the spot to a guy that had more reps to him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, at the end of the day, the experience is mattering more. That's why a guy like Bo Nix is coming out playing so well, because this dude's been slanging passes for the last 7 years in college. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got them reps behind him. Anthony Richardson and guys like that, they need reps, man. Trey Lance, same situation. They need time to develop, man. You can't put them in these win-now situations. So what's ended up happening is these guys are getting opportunity on their second contracts. So look at a guy like Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had 4 seasons to stink it up in New York, and then they said, fuck it, we're done with you. You know what I mean? I was at 4 years, 5 years, I don't know. I lost count. But then he got his other chance. But that same shit happened with Justin Fields, too. Justin Fields had his chance for a while, too. Then they were like, nah, we done with you. We about to bring in somebody else. And then Justin Fields had to get his wait his turn. It happened, bro. It happened with Geno. It happened. Honestly, it is preseason, but Trey Lance looked fucking good. He looked damn good in that game. Like, if I needed a quarterback, if I was the Colts, I might be looking over at LA making a call to there. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys can get better, man. It just takes time, man. Unfortunately, and I think it's like I would say a 3-year window, but is it really a 3-year window? Because did Anthony Richardson get a full 3-year window to prove that he could be that guy? Daniel Jones did. Everybody not getting it. So what I'm saying is the runway is very short, and if you can't get it off the ground very quickly, you're not going to really be able to hang. And then your reputation is you're trying to get to the front seat from inside the car already. You're in the back seat. You got to jump up. You can't. You're not walking in through the front door anymore. You know what I mean?
So, what time are we gonna start blaming the quarterbacks for not getting their shit together? Giving
Right now, we're gonna blame the
Trey
quarter.
Lance. Trey Lance got traded to Dallas. Didn't do much in Dallas.
They didn't give him an opportunity to do anything.
Come on now.
Getting out of Dallas was a good thing for him, though.
Bro, that got
He
hurt. They
lost
put
his
in
job
Cooper
to
Rush.
Brock Purdy, the last pick in the NFL draft. So at one point, are we gonna start blaming these quarterbacks for not taking their shit serious? Like, let's be real. Like, this guy didn't take it serious. Remember last year, Anthony Richardson literally got gassed out and came into the interview. Yeah, I wasn't hurt. I was just out of air, and I needed to take a breather during the game. Well, like everybody else is giving them all. So that's why, in my point of view, Anthony Richardson knew the writing on the wall the moment they signed this kid, Daniel Jones. Like, all right, man, I got to come into this camp, have my shit in order, and perform.
I admit that was stupid, right? That was stupid, man. Like, he didn't get no training, no. That was not a smart thing to say. But like, let's not act like holier than thou. Like, we ain't never said no stupid shit in our lives that we regret, bro. Like, that motherfucker said some stupid shit. Usually you get a pass one time on some stupid shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But these days, I guess not, bro. You say something stupid and now you done.
For me, that's just more proof that they set this guy up to fail, because he shouldn't have been out there saying that. Like to your point, Scruff, so nobody prepped him on anything on what to say or how to handle that situation or what to say when he gets asked that. Like, that's crazy. This guy's supposed to be the leader of your franchise. You should be ensuring his success. The Colts didn't do that. As I said that they wouldn't do that. But to this point, to your point, Scruff, about him not getting a full 3 years, this is his third year. This was his year. Like, you lost out to Daniel Jones, a guy that you and everyone in the group chat and on Twitter wants to call a flat out bum, which I don't really disagree with. Daniel Jones ain't the greatest quarterback, but he did just beat out Anthony Richardson, who all y'all tell me is this incredible talent. Well, if he's such an incredible talent, what is he missing? I'll tell you what he's missing. He doesn't study the game. Like, you saw him in that first preseason game getting drilled. If Anthony Richardson at this point in his third season can't get the line calls correct on one of the first plays in the preseason game, then he doesn't deserve to be the starting quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. That's just what it is. And that's not necessarily on the coaches or the franchise setting them up. When you go out there and play, you should be able to lead the team and command the offense. And that's just what it is. If he can still, or if he had better command of the offense, then he'd be the starting quarterback right now.
So here's my thing, bro. The Colts ain't never going to be shit with Daniel Jones, bro. Like, this is really what it comes down to me, right? Because, like, what's your ceiling here? Like, all right, cool. Having Daniel Jones as your quarterback, it lifts your floor up, right? Like, like now the Colts are a 6-win team. They might just win 7, but that's it, bro. Like, that's it. They're not going to win what 8,
what were they going to win
games,
with Richardson? They weren't going to be a playoff team with Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson wasn't going to be a difference maker.
If Richardson gets it clicking like he has the ability to do, that's the best. Basically, what I'm saying is between the two quarterbacks, the best case scenario laid with Richardson. That was the best opportunity. That was if the Colts ever wanted to be a team that was actually a threat, it was with Richardson. They're never going to be a threat with Daniel Jones. Promise you that. I know what to expect with Daniel Jones. That's a 7 or 6 win football team, bro. Matter of fact, I'll put money on it right now that they don't win more than 7 games, bro.
I think they would have been lucky to win 7 with Richardson.
I mean, maybe so, but I think they could have won 10 games with Richardson if he was balling.
There's no way.
I just know Daniel Jones is not winning 10 games, bro.
That's a big if.
They're just going to be mediocre forever, bro. And if they sign Daniel Jones with a long-term deal, bro, they're just signing a long-term deal to being mediocre.
We haven't seen Anthony Richardson ball out for more than a couple plays, a drive here or there.
But I'm good with it, though. Here's my thing. This is my thing as a franchise, though, right? I'm going with the talented dude, and I'm going to roll with it. And if we lose, Fuck it, we're gonna lose hard. Like pause. We're gonna lose hard. Like we're gonna like be the number 1 pick next year.
So you're saying they don't win more than 7 games with the with?
No, I'm
with
saying with Daniel Jones, you don't get the number 1 pick and you don't win, you don't get nothing. You end up right.
No. But you were saying earlier, you don't think they win more than 7 games, right?
Nope.
So you see them getting the 7 games, nonetheless, though, right?
Do I see them getting 7 wins?
Yes.
Not necessarily, no.
So right now, right, Vegas has them the over 6.5 wins is minus 180. The under 6.5 wins is plus 155.
Okay, sounds like I'm about to go to the bank.
Mhm.
I'm taking the under, bro. Like that's what I'm telling you, bro.
My thing is like,
I'll put $1 million on the 7.5 though, bro. If it was 7.5, I'll put everything I own on that bitch, bro. I'm telling you, they're not winning more than 7. But I can see them winning 7 on some fluke shit. But like, really, 6.5? That's about right. Man, Daniel Jones sucks, bro.
I mean, no one's
they
here.
signed him to a long-term deal.
No one's here is gonna say Daniel Jones is gonna be Sam Darnold from last year. No one's
that's
here
the thing.
saying
That's
that.
the bar now.
But that's the thing.
Sam Darnold's the bar now.
But
This
not
ain't
even
Sam
to say
Darnold.
How is Sam Darnold the bar?
Yeah,
That's
the
how
Vikings
sad it is.
are
That's
a
how
much
bad.
better team than the
That's
Colts.
how down bad we are.
because
Sam Darnold's not good.
the bar is really anything compared to like Geno Smith. Who else?
Geno Smith is solid. But I'm just telling you.
Nah, Geno Smith and
I
Sam
don't believe
Darnold
in
the
Sam
same
Darnold,
person.
man. I don't believe in that shit, bro.
But none of us do.
I'm not
Who's
buying
saying
it. I'm
No
not
one's
buying
Right.
it.
That's why I don't. How is it a fair comparison? Sam Darnold had the Vikings wide receivers, that entire offense.
Exactly.
Kevin O'Connell,
Daniel
like
Jones don't got that,
Daniel
bro.
Jones don't have none of that. So it's not going to be anything close to that. The Colts are going to be bad. That's not the debate here. The debate is, why is it that they're going to be bad and they're going to be so bad that they still decided to roll with Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson if Anthony Richardson is any good?
Well,
Like that
Nick,
tells me right there
you
he's
know this
not
head
any
coach
good.
because he was your offensive coordinator, right? You guys
Lance
wanted
Steichen.
him. You guys wanted him after he left year 1 because it was looking kind of shaky for
Yeah.
Hurts.
I know-
And then it took
I know
Hurts.
who he is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to plan out the picture for the audience
I know who he is.
in case the audience don't know who the head coach.
Yeah.
So do you not believe in the head coach now to make the difference with Daniel Jones? Or at least make the offensive calls better?
That's the thing that really fucking blows my mind about it is that, like, based on the head coach, based on the system we run, Anthony Richardson is the guy that you put. That's the guy you play in the system, bro. The system's built for that guy. So, like, the fact that you doing Daniel Jones in the system to me is cool, but it's like, I ain't trying to say nothing to get canceled out here, but it's just very vanilla.
Bro, you don't think any of that has to do with Anthony Richardson's actual play?
I think he just can't call it. He can't call the offensive line. I don't think he knows how to call the calls.
I don't think
Yeah,
they
you
blocking
got-
for his ass. They was over there looking like, remember the Titans on that, but in that Ravens game, bro. They let that man through the line like it wasn't nothing, bro. There must be some weird shit going on in that locker room.
You gotta call the shift, bro. He's got to call the shift.
Oh, that's what that is.
You have to shift over. That's the only reason he was free. And the back should have picked him up too. But at the same time, bro, like it's those little things like that where Anthony Richardson, he's got to be the one that's controlling all that, and then those things wouldn't happen. And I honestly think if it was those little things, he's the clear starter. He's way better than Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones didn't outperform him in the preseason games. I went back and looked at him. Daniel Jones was not. He doesn't even look better, bro. Like
I think he's just more competent, bro, and that's the issue. So here's the thing: I wouldn't rule out the fact that he may get another shot at it, bro, because I think Daniel Jones is going to stink it up, and we'll see. They're gonna be like, "Oh, fuck it." So just figure this shit out. Like while you sitting back there watching, watch this dumbass dude get all that little small shit right that you can't get right. And
right.
Then, like if you could get that small, I think that's really the issue is he can't get the small shit right. Like this motherfucker could Hail Mary a 90-yard bomber, you know what I'm saying? But the motherfucker can't get the basic shits down, like, you know. So I get it. I see it now.
I agree with you on this one because he's still young. I think what is he, like 22? Because he came in the league when he was 20, so he's still a young kid. He's still getting.
He's very young.
He's super young. He's younger than most of the rookies that got drafted
23.
this year. You
Very
get what I'm
young.
saying? Super young.
He's
So,
3
like,
years younger than Tyler Shook.
Yeah, I
Does
think
he-
he's younger than
does-
Shador.
Younger than all those guys that got drafted this year, just by far. But does he get another chance? I think everybody in this panel says yes, but it's all up to him though. I think if he takes this game serious, start learning how to make the proper calls, proper adjustments on the offensive line, shit, he becomes a starter again.
There's
My
some
last
spots I
take
can
on
see
this-
him doing well.
My last take on this, because I didn't even think about Shane Steichen being the coach like that. Now that y'all brought that up, like this probably is the better move for Anthony Richardson long term. To be honest, like he's probably giving him more of a chance to learn and develop. Because to your point, they're going to be under 500, right? We all agree there. So let Daniel Jones fail first. You know what I mean? Like it's easier to go out, be terrible with Daniel Jones first, and then bring in Anthony Richardson and say, you know what I mean? The season's at a loss anyway. Maybe Richardson takes us on a nice little win streak or something. So this probably, now that I'm thinking about who the coach is, this probably is the smarter move. So it makes a little bit more sense.
I see the vision. I see it now. I see it because, like, basically, he could fuck it up, and then when he could come in, he could kind of just do whatever the fuck he wants. They can be like, well, fuck
basically,
it.
Daniel Jones is their crash dummy at this point. He's like, yo, they didn't pay him that crazy kind of loot. They paid him good enough that he's like, all right, man, go ahead. We just need a crash dummy for this guy right now. And like, yo, dude, like, pay attention to what the fucks he does. It's what you said earlier. The shit that he could do that you can't do, pay attention. And his fuck ups, don't do his fuck ups. Get it together, brother. I think, and it's a good look because, like I said, he has some decent receivers. Like I'm a big believer of Josh Downs. Like, I mean, but whenever we get talk to fantasy talk, we get.
I wish he was in one of my leagues. I've been trying to give nobody want to take Josh Downs. They acting like that he not a person of value. But let's move on. Let's talk a little fantasy football, man. Let's get into it, man. Shit had me cracking up, bro. I was watching this joint on Instagram, I think it was, and the dude was doing his fantasy football draft, and he went up there and he said, "I'm taking B. I'm taking B. Robinson." They said B. Robinson Jr. The dude took the wrong Robinson, bro. Don't be that guy. The fantasy football, man.
Smoking krills.
It's been a good, you know. So I've had a couple drafts, bro. I've had some things break down my way, bro. You know, shout out to Young Rome out here, man. Young Rome, and your boy, Mr. Big Leaguer, man. Y'all handed me 2 blue chip prospects, man. Thank you both, bro. Thank you both. But most people understand the standard fantasy draft format, man. So let's talk a little bit about that, man. Let's start in the first round, man. You know, top guys. You know, who's your guy? Like first round. You know, a lot of people talking about Jahmyr Gibbs. A lot of people got Bijan Robinson as their number one guy. A lot of people got Jamar Chase as the number one guy. Some people got Saquon Barkley as the number one guy. So who is the number one guy in this year's fantasy football league? I mean, when I say that, it's not got to be number one, but who do you, if you had the number one pick, who would you take? Rome, we'll start with you.
Me, man, in a standard fantasy league, you named all my top guys right off the bat, right? You should definitely look running back because once you fall off a running back, you fall off a running back. So if you have a chance to grab Bijan, Saquon, any one of those guys, you got to grab them. If I had the first overall pick, I'm flipping a coin for one of those two. I'm probably going with my man in Atlanta, though, Robinson. I think he's a dog, bro. Like he's one of the overall, and that's not no disrespect or shade towards Saquon in any way. I just feel like Robinson, for fantasy purposes, will probably be a little bit better. I mean, like I said, I would really flip a coin. To be honest, bro. Like, the more I think about it, like how could you go wrong with either one, bro? Like are you gonna be mad that you got Saquon Barkley? Like, you know what I mean?
I love it.
Like so.
Yeah, I love it. And you know, this goes right back with my strategy, man. I think my best strategy is draft behind Rome. You feel me? Because you said you had to flip a coin between those two guys, and the guy I wanted wasn't even on your fucking coin. So that's the funny thing about it to me. Because the clear pick for me is Jamar Chase, bro. Because of a few reasons. Game-changing ability, right? I've been there. I've witnessed it. I was down last year one game. I was down about 75. I was up about 75 points, man. Monday night. The algorithm said I would win by 93% chance of victory. I said, okay, we can chill out. You know, I got my feet up and shit. And then all of a sudden, Jamar Chase started going crazy. And I said, hold on a minute now. Don't this guy got Jamar Chase? And all of a sudden, 50 fantasy points, 60, 70 points is just put up on the board. And one of them crazy, amazing as somebody can only do like that, bro. Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase can single-handedly win you your week, destroy your week. He is a fucking terrorizer, bro. You don't want to be going up against Jamar Chase. And like to me, having a guy like that on your team is the ultimate weapon. So to me, he is that much better than the next receiver. Even though Justin Jefferson is damn good. JJ McCarthy, I just don't know, bro. I just don't know. I just don't know what I don't know with you. But I do know Jamar Chase is going to get that rock. I do know nobody can guard him. So I'm going Jamar Chase. That's my number one pick. Undisputed. Number one pick. G, what you think?
Those motherfucking Baltimore Ravens, man. Because I think I was see, we're talking about standards or PPR. Because if it's PPR, you gotta take Jamar Chase, especially if that's gonna be the Triple Crown King, which that's what happened with Jamar Chase last year. Number one in receptions, number one in touchdown, number one in yards. And when you're able to draft some kind of player like that, oh man. I know me and you earlier this week we talked about it. Monday, matter of fact, we talked about this, and I gotta agree with you. When a player is able to score 50 points burger on you and just kill like a 75 league, because I'm sure the other player must have had the kicker there too. That's the only way he could have caught up to that. Because, damn, and unless your league, like, they're giving you like crazy points.
Some leagues you get extra points for longer touchdowns.
Yeah, so
that shit really kicks your ass.
Yeah. So if you're like in those kind of situations, especially this year, where like the Bengals are gonna be gunslinging all year long because they don't have a defense to like carry them. Oh man, it's hard not to choose Jamar Chase. Saquon, I would love to pick Saquon Barkley on that number one pick too, but he's on the Madden cover, ladies and gentlemen, and the Madden curse is real. And I am a totally believer of the Madden curse. I am staying away from Saquon Barkley. But then again, who knows? I'm not a big believer of Bijan Robinson. He has slow starts and then it has decent endings. But can you afford a slow start if the rest of your lineup isn't good enough? But I'm agree with you on this one. Like, if you have the number one pick, it's hard to skip over Jamar Chase, knowing that it's really going to just be him, Joe Burrow, and T. Higgins.
Yeah, no, you make a good point about the Bengals defense. They're absolutely terrible.
I mean, that's the only team that I could think that there are people talking about that they're saying, yeah, these guys are going to average 35 points a game because they're going to be forced to because their defense is that bad.
I don't know. Their offense looked pretty bad on Monday night and in the Week 1 preseason game. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think the Bengals are going to do much of anything this year. I'm not saying Jamar Chase is going to flop, but I don't think his production from last season is going to be repeated.
I don't know. I mean, contract year is that
was last year. Yeah, he did.
Right, it was a crazy motivator.
Yeah, contract year is interesting. But we'll see. I mean, Saquon's got a new deal too. But okay. let's pivot. Let's pivot, man. Into let's talk a little bit about the running backs, man. Rome, you talked about the importance of the running back position. We talked about some of the best running backs. But like I want to talk about some guys that are going under the radar. Matter of fact, no. We're not gonna go under the radar. We're gonna go rookies here. I tend to think that rookie running backs, when you do it right, they're a good pick, man. They're a good pick in these drafts. Sometimes there's guys that are very highly touted. In this year's draft, that would be what's my guy's name from Boise State? Ashton Genty.
Genty.
Ashton Genty. So right now, Ashton Genty is the number one back in terms of rookies. But you also got Amari Hampton. He's ranked somewhere around around 15-ish in terms of overall backs. Run heavy system there with the Chargers. You also got my guy from the Patriots. What's his name again?
Henderson, TreVeyon Henderson.
Yep. I feel like he's going to be a dog. And then you got my man from the Browns, Judkins, who's dealing with some legal matters. But it seems like things are going in. I think all right with that. He's a talented ass motherfucking back. And then some people even been talking about your boy G Cam Scatterboo. People talk about him like he a rookie sleeper running back. So I don't know. I don't any of the rookie running backs, and there's a couple other ones too. There's been some hype around. I heard Bryce on here talking last week about Ollie Gordon. Yeah, man, we take chat questions. Trey Laughlin. What's up, man? But yeah, let's talk rookie running backs, man. Ashton Genty is getting a lot of the hype, man. But is he worth the hype? And do you think he'll end up being the best running back in this class? G, I'm gonna start with you.
I'm gonna say, yeah, man. Pete Carroll loves himself a running back that loves to get tackled and loves to do the tackling. You saw that game against the 49ers when he bulldozer and then carry another defender on his back. I think that was like a clean 10 or 15 yards just on that play alone. I mean, and he has a quarterback, and then he has a tight end there. Like, I think he's going to be the guy. Like, if you're able to pick him up in the first round, which he's looking like a first-round pick, I think he's one of those guys where you just can't let him get out of the first round, because if you do, you're going to regret it. And you know who's a sleeper running back too that no one's talking about? Sean Payton. He knows how to draft running backs. He loves himself running backs. I'm surprised no one's talking about the other Ohio kid that got drafted by the Broncos.
Yeah, people talking about him, actually. A lot of people
RJ Harvey, yeah, he's nice.
And if ladies and gentlemen, if you're able to pick him up in the later round, that's one of my running back sleepers. That's one of the gems that people need to pay attention to, because Sean Payton knows running backs. He loves his later round running backs. All his best running backs have been third rounders and below. So pay attention to that, ladies and gentlemen. I think Sean Payton is one of those kind of QB, one of those coaches that likes to select running backs on the late end, because he knows how to make them better.
Bro.
I think Genty is worth all the hype for sure, but I don't think he's going to be the best running back from this class. I'm actually going to go with Amari Hampton in LA. I think he's going to get a fair amount of opportunities because John Harbaugh likes to run the ball. I also think he's going to get a great amount of opportunities because Najee Harris had that weird firework accident where he messed up his eye, and there's reports that he's wearing an eye patch or eye can't open yet, or a lot of weird things going on with the Najee Harris situation. But Hampton stepped up, and I think he's going to get a lot of touches off rip. So I think he'd be a one big sleeper in a fantasy draft, but I also think long term he's going to be one of the better backs.
Yeah, man. So I gotta tell y'all, man, we're not in any more drafts together, as far as I know. So TreVeyon Henderson to me is destined to be the best running back in this class. Genty is really good, but I'm not 100% sure about the value on him. All right, so I think you get a guy like TreVeyon Henderson, and I just trust my eyes. You feel me? So what my eyes have shown me is this man ran a kickback for a touchdown. And then he got a touchdown last week. And the dude's just balling. He's really hard to stop, bro. The dude's explosive. He's in New England. It's a run-heavy team. He's also capable of being a receiving back. The coaching staff is very high on him. They said he's He's a 3-down back. Like they love him. So I think the reins are going to go to him. And they're going to have explosive offense this year. I think TreVeyon Henderson has a chance to be the best back in this class, just as good as Ashton Jeanty. Amari Hampton, I think, is in a good situation as well. And I do agree, RJ Harvey's in a good situation as well. But we shall see. But I think Henderson is going to be the best back in this class.
Nah, that's a good pick. I think the Patriots, low key, overall might be a sleeper. That's a really good pick.
We got some questions. Hold on here. I'm a newer fan.
Like, Rome, you're the GOAT. Wait, I want to see that.
We're gonna read them in order. I'm a newer fantasy player. I did my first big trade of the year. Can y'all grade it? I traded Jalen Hurts, Derrick Henry, and Devontae Smith. Got back Josh Allen, CeeDee Lamb, and Tony Pollard. Not gonna lie to you, I don't like that trade for you. I like the trade. I like what you were giving up, but I really like Jalen Hurts in fantasy football, and I like Derrick Henry too. I see what you did though. You picked up CeeDee. That was the big trade, but I don't.
What you mean, Josh Allen?
Yeah,
Josh Allen, how much better is Josh Allen? Is Josh Allen that much better than Jalen Hurts in fantasy?
Yes.
And fantasy, probably. Maybe.
Yes.
It depends on how many touch pushes.
He was
Me
a
personally,
second-ranked quarterback. Him and Josh Allen.
Me personally, I like what he had.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got to take your bias out of this.
Tony Pollard is not that good, bro.
Yeah, you lost at running back. Henry for Pollard is an L, but
That's
Lamb
a big
for
L, bro.
Lamb for.
Bro, losing Derrick Henry is automatically, bro. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, but the rest of it, he won.
Lamb for Smith, I think, is fair. So I mean, I wouldn't give it an A, but it's like a B.
That's an A.
I kind of like what he had, bro. But that's just
no.
That's because you're a Philly fan, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, well, it is what it is. And I like Baltimore too, bro. I watch Derrick Henry.
Bro, he's sick that you traded both his favorite Philly players.
I see Derrick Henry pulverized. I'm in way too many Ravens games seeing Derrick Henry run them big 70-yard touchdowns, bro. I know what that dude does, bro. So
yeah, losing Derrick Henry was the only bad move there.
I'm sorry, Trey. I disagree with your trade, but the rest of them like it. Young Rome 22, you're the GOAT. I'm a UNC fan, so I drafted Amari Hampton a little early. Okay, so did Rome. Nah, I'm just joking. I don't even know if you picked him, but you did pick that dude Trey Harris over Matthew Golden.
I wanted to take him.
You're gonna fucking regret that shit, bro.
We'll see about that. You picked the receiver that's on a team that runs the ball more than they throw the ball. But
Are you kidding me? The Packers?
Bro, it's the Packers. Yes, the Green Bay Packers. They threw the ball 52% of the time last year. They have Josh Jacobs, bro. You love to rave and rant about Jordan Love.
Bro, Josh Jacobs not even like a heavy down back, bro. I'm telling you, they throw the ball plenty, bro. Jordan Love is a baller, bro. You acting like he's not a
baller.
He's ascending quarterback in this league, bro. Matthew Golden. I'm telling you, bro. I've never been more certain about another thing. I'll put my livelihood on this, bro.
Jordan Love's been ascending for the last 3 years. He's been lapped by so many other quarterbacks at this point.
He has been.
He's ascending and he still ain't hit the top 10. Like what?
They went toe to toe. Fuck you mean? If they played better against us than y'all did, that's all I know.
Ain't nobody worried about the Packers, bro.
Anyway, I'm very certain about Matthew Golden, bro. That man is going to be a star, bro. Yeah. So we talked about your team. Yeah, team solid. Team solid. All right. Drafted CMC Pacheco. Yeah. I feel you. CMC's a tough one, man. That's a controversial one this year.
Yeah.
That's high risk, high reward with that one.
Man.
If you're gonna do it, you gotta just pray to the fantasy guys that he's healthy and that 49ers offensive line could just that good as it was previous years before he got hurt with the calf injuries.
All right. Let's transition. I'm looking here at a list here of the top 10 receivers according to Fantasy Pros. It is as follows: Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, AJ Brown, and Drake London, rounding out the top 10. What do y'all think about that top 10? Do you feel like anyone's missing from that top 10? And if so, who?
Put him up on the screen.
Did you say?
I can't put him up on the screen.
Did you say Malik Neighbors?
I did. I said Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Nico Collins,
Yeah,
Brian
that's what I
Thomas,
said.
Malik Neighbors, Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, AJ Brown, and Drake London.
You know
I
who I'm
don't
a
know
little
why
bit
Nico
surprised
Collins that high.
isn't in there, and I don't know who I would take out. I'm a little bit surprised AJ Brown's not in the top 10. I feel like
he was number 9. AJ
Oh, you
Brown,
did?
Drake London. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you did say AJ Brown. All right, good. Well, then,
So,
yeah, no, I mean,
here we go. Here's some guys that weren't listed. How about that? Just outside the top 10. Lad McConkey, Mike Evans, T. Higgins, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf. We could just stop there.
yeah, I mean, that's pretty on point.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't do nothing his rookie year, and then it's all on fucking Kyler Murray to get him up there, and we don't know how that chemistry is working out.
Okay.
I'm not surprised about that.
All right, let's talk receivers.
You said Drake London was in the top 10, though. I don't know if he should be that high.
Yeah, he should not be that
He's
high.
a little
and Nico
high.
Collins. Nico Collins should be like number 10, in my opinion. He's number 4.
Yeah.
And he's above Amon St. Brown. That's fucking ludicrous.
Maybe, yeah. They must like Penix, man. My boy Penix.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a fan of Penix.
I mean, London has been a really good receiver for a while.
He's very consistent. In fantasy, he's very consistent. He doesn't have
Mike
like
Evans.
a fall off.
You got to give me Mike Evans over Drake London. I'm sorry. That's just me. That's a close one now. But one guy who's not listed in the top 10 that I feel like could – okay, let's say this. Who's a guy who's not listed in that top 10 that you think will be in the top 10 by the end of the season?
Was Brian Thomas Jr. in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, most of it, maybe Lad McConkey.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna get a ton of targets, ton of little. Like I feel like fantasy wise, he's gonna if it's PPR, he's gonna get you a bunch of points consistently.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here with two guys that I see on this list that I think are gonna be in the top 10 by the end of the season. One is going to be Garrett Wilson. The other one's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. They'll be close. They may not be in the top 10, but they'll be close.
I'm not going to – Garrison is going to get fucked because his quarterback could fucking barely throw to his receiver. He's going to be running that shit the whole time.
Hey,
He's been having a horrible preseason with the Jets.
Fun fact
give
for you.
Give me DJ Metcalf. I think he's going to have a great time with Aaron Rodgers' QB.
So fun fact for you about what you're talking about. Ohio State, known as, putting out great receivers, like Garrett Wilson, who was highly touted as one of the best receivers to come out. Top pick, first rounder. Guess who threw him the ball in college?
His quarterback that he got now from the Jets. I know.
So I think he did pretty good, right? I think he caught enough
Yeah,
passes
when you play
in
against
the league, right? I think he did all right,
Rutgers,
right? I think he did all right. Okay, I think he did all right.
When he played against Rutgers, and then when he played against
he was
Iowa,
pulverizing Rutgers. Let's stop fucking playing, man.
Fuck out of here, man.
Rutgers hasn't gotten within 20 points of Ohio State.
Exactly my point. Rutgers' horrible defense. Iowa's horrible defense. Come on, man.
Or he was going up against the same defense that the Eagles just won the Super Bowl with. Maybe that. The Georgia Bulldogs. Just saying. Don't sleep on Justin Fields, man. Let's pivot that, man. Since motherfuckers is hating on Justin Fields, let's pivot, man. Let's talk about quarterbacks.
You were just saying the league MVP trade for your quarterback was a bad trade, and I'm a hater. Fuck out of here.
Hey, whatever. Let's talk about quarterbacks, man. Who's a quarterback? I'm gonna give you the top 10 here of quarterbacks. Ooh, interesting. fantasy football. They got Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. They got Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, Bo Nix. Then they got Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott at 10. At 11, they got Justin Fields. 12, they got Purdy, Herbert, May, Goff, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud.
What number was Mayfield?
7.
7. All right. Who was ahead of him? Who was ahead of Baker?
Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Josh
Allen. Oh, so they had him. They had him early. Okay.
Yeah, they had. He's in good company. Let's keep going down the list. 19 to Stroud, McCarthy, Tua, Bryce Young, Michael Penix Jr., Matthew Stafford, Geno Smith.
Stroud kind of low. They had Nico as one of the top receivers, but Stroud is one of the bottom QBs.
Yeah, interestingly enough. So out of those guys that are ranked a little lower, who do you feel like is underrated on those rankings, and who do you feel like out of those guys that are ranked a little lower are going to fall off a cliff?
Wait, did they have Bo Nix over Dak Prescott?
They did.
What?
Yes, they did.
That's nuts. So do you say Kyler Murray was number 9, right?
Mm-hmm. They had Justin Fields at 11, man. Yeah, I that's really what made me start this conversation because, you said you were hating on Justin Fields, but in my opinion, Justin Fields is a guy that you might want to target in fantasy, bro. Justin Fields is a dual threat quarterback, bro. To me, Justin Fields can win you a league, bro. If we talking about real football, we can have a different conversation. But if we talking about fantasy football, bro, Justin Fields can win you a league, bro. So the reason he's ranked at 11, that's strong, bro. Like, with all due respect, bro, I'm taking Justin Fields. Like, you know what I mean? Give me Justin Fields over a lot of these guys, bro.
Over who?
Bo Nix. How about that? Like, I'm not saying honestly, like I'm not taking it for like Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen, but like I'm saying, like, dude's a good quarterback, bro. Like, I got him as my QB2. Like, he might not be a number, he's right there. 11 is really fair for him. I think he's gonna have a good year though, bro. I do believe in him. A couple of these guys I really do believe in, honestly. A couple guys I feel like that are ranked lower here that I feel like are gonna end up having really good seasons. Michael Penix Jr. First and foremost, they're gonna be airing that shit out, bro. Michael Penix, that's what they do. I think Falcons are gonna be all right this year. At least I think the offense will be productive. I think Michael Penix will have a better year than. Ooh. I ain't gonna lie, he's probably ranked right where he should be, but he's gonna have pretty good. They got Drake May ranked pretty high though. A lot of high praise for Drake May.
Where's Drake ranked?
14th, right around
14th,
right below Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy.
Dude, what's the love for Jordan Love?
Jordan Love's at 17. I think he's a little underrated here.
Wow.
That makes a lot of sense. Probably should be a little bit lower. But
wow,
you were a hater, bro.
I was gonna say Drake May though. Before I don't need to get on a Jordan Love tangent right now. We can save that take. They got my Commanders on a Thursday night in September coming up. But Drake May to me is a sleeper. I'm surprised he's ranked so high personally because I was gonna say I have 2 dark horses. I guess Drake May is not much of a dark horse at this point, but I do think he's gonna have a good season. I think he'd be a great fantasy pickup. But if you're looking for a super sleeper quarterback, I would go JJ McCarthy. I think a lot of people are going to pass on him because of the risk reward factor there. But I would lean much more towards the reward. You look at the coach they got, you look at the team they got. There's really no reason for JJ McCarthy to fail. It's probably a smart gamble. It's a gamble worth taking, and you'll probably get a chance to take him in a little bit of a later round. So I would go with JJ McCarthy.
I agree with that. I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to get JJ in a couple of leagues because I'm like, yo, people sleeping a little bit. Like, where's the value at? I think people are sleeping on Caleb Williams too. I know G hates him. But I think the Bears offense is poised to have a big. I think they about to have a big year, bro. I think you about to be wrong. I think Ben Johnson, who they say he is, bro. Caleb Williams has a big year. Romo Duns is a guy who I feel like is going to have a big year. I heard rumblings that say that he's going to be better, more productive than DJ Moore this year. Also heard that DeAndre Swift in fantasy football might be a guy you want to keep an eye out on. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be running that Detroit Lions offense, bro. Caleb Williams going to have a lot of opportunity to throw that ball. So I think the Bears offense. I mean, until you see a Bears offense good, you never really believe it. I feel like they got a
All
chance
I heard
this
was
year,
a bunch
bro.
of interceptions to a bunch of targets.
I feel like
it's on Caleb Williams. He's got to show
Caleb's
up.
due. I feel like he's due, bro. I really do. So we'll see what happens there.
Well, while we talking fantasy and we brought up the Bears, you got to talk about the boy Loveland, the tight end.
Yeah. Last year we had Brock Bowers, the number 1 tight end, currently ranked in fantasy football, who was a rookie last year. So it is worth talking about the tight ends in this year's draft. I do feel like tight end's an interesting position in draft. I think we know, at least me personally, if you're not getting one of those top 3 tight ends, you might as well just not be. You're almost picking from the bottom at that point because it's like, what the fuck's left, right? So there's a lot of tight ends here, you can pick from. But ranked towards the end, if you're looking for some flyers, I agree, Rome. I tend to like Colston Loveland as a late round flyer. The Chicago Bears tight end, who was, I believe, the first tight end taken off the board this year in this year's draft. Somebody who's ranked a little higher actually is Tyler Warren, the tight end, ironically for the Colts. Danny Dimes, man, he's gonna be dumping off a lot of shit to the tight end potentially, but he's actually ranked pretty high, ranked top 10. I think both of those guys by end of season have a chance to be in the top 10. Tight ends is really a position where you want to try to find some sleepers. One other guy I would throw down there is a sleeper. Because I had a league where I really waited a long time to get a tight end, and I was trying to get Loveland, and someone took him from me. So I was picking from the bottom of the barrel. So I ended up with Jonnu Smith. I feel like Jonnu Smith has a chance to be good,
terrible.
though, bro. I was reading, I really trust the shit that I'll be reading. So I was reading that him and Arthur Smith got like a real bromance going on. The Smith bromance. So apparently Jonnu Smith's best year, actually last year in Miami, he went nuts. But he's had some
great
really
waiver pickup last year. Great.
Yeah, he went nuts last year. Now people are saying it's not going to be like that on the Steelers, but I don't know, bro. I tend to think that Jonnu Smith might have a good year this year. I also think that like they traded Minkah Fitzpatrick in that Jalen Ramsey trade, and granted, Jalen Ramsey's a baller. I get it, but like I do feel like they did that for a reason. I feel like they threw Jonnu Smith in that trade for a reason, bro. And I think that he's going to be a good tight end. So I'm keeping an eye out on Jonnu Smith, bro. Another guy who we talking deep sleepers, bro. But like literally, this is the 3 tight ends I ended up in that league. I ended up with him. This is a deep sleeper. What's my guy's name that played for the Giants and retired and had the rap album?
Waller.
WNBA. Darren Waller.
Yeah, Darren Waller.
He got a retirement, man. I mean, shit, you looking for a late round flyer? Might as well. You might as well, bro. And then one other guy who I think is a good late round guy is Isaiah Likely, man. I really don't understand. I have to tell you personally, I wouldn't draft Mark Andrews because I feel like what I see, I don't know, bro. It's got to, like, I really do trust my eyes. And like when I'm watching the Ravens play up close and I see them, Mark Andrews has moments, don't get me wrong. But Likely, it just consistently has looked like we've been saying that for years now. Like, yeah, he's going to take over. He's going to take over. It's going to take over. It's going to happen. And after Mark Andrews dropped the season last year, basically, it's no better time than now, bro. Like, so I don't know. I think Likely is due for that. And if Mark Andrews misses time, then like, oh man, are you kidding me? That's going to be a fucking steal. But I do think either way, they end up they end up ranked around the same. I think that Mark Andrews by end of year is going to be ranked where Likely is, or if not higher. Like I feel like right now they got Mark Andrews at like 3 or 4, and Likely it's at like 18. So I feel like they'll both probably end up around top 10-ish, or likely just takes over. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I think
I've been waiting for Likely to take over that tight end spot away from Mark Andrews. I agree. I think this is definitely the year that happens. I got two tight ends real quick. One vet, one rookie. First, the vet is my guy Zach Ertz. He's a guy that tends to be forgotten about, but has fairly good consistency for fantasy. Great connection with Jaden Daniels, and we all know the tight end is the safety blanket. So,
great
and then my
PPR.
rookie. Great in PPR. My rookie that I'm going to go with, also red zone target. My rookie I'm going with though is Mason Taylor, with the Jets. Man, I think if he can catch on and do a little something with Justin Fields, then I think he might be a strong sleeper there. So we'll see how he goes. I would keep track of him. I don't know if he'll get drafted. I genuinely think he's a player that will go all the way under the radar. So. If you know, but yeah, keep an eye out for a guy, Mason Taylor.
Deep sleeper on that one, Rome. I just did a little due diligence, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm seeing. That was good. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right, man. Maybe Rome got some sleepers after all.
My sleeper is Tucker Kraft right now, man. He averages 7 points last year in fantasy. He had big games, and he was a red zone target. If people don't really recognize, I think he had like 7 TDs last year. So
he was tight end late 8 last year.
He's one of my
6 tight end 6 last year.
I picked him up in a waiver wire, man. He's legit someone worth stashing if you're able to stash him. And we're talking about rookies, man. I know we talked about Daniel Jones earlier, but Daniel Jones loved throwing to tight ends, man. If you're able to pick up Warren, he's one of those tight ends you might want to stash as well, especially that Daniel Jones loves tight ends.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But all right, good shit. I think we got some good stuff, some good info for the evening, man. We hit all the different positions. Good show, fellas. You know what I'm saying? You know where to find us, man. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? Tap in with us every Tuesday. We here every Tuesday night, man. You know how we end every show, man.